Welcome to the It's All Bullshit podcast. You are in the right space if you are desiring truth, to live in alignment, to live in your own sovereignty, and to literally connect in with messages and podcasts that are in that alignment as well. This podcast is going to expose it all. We do not hold back. We bring in all the concepts when it comes to the aspect of truth, and we call bullshit on all the things that are going on in that transparency in the world. So if you enjoy this kind of shit, welcome to the It's All Bullshit podcast, hosted by yours truly, Colleen Lindbergh. All right, you beautiful humans. Welcome back to another episode of the It's All Bullshit podcast. And let me kind of get this into frame for those of you guys watching it on video, because I am in a different setup. And as some of you, if you've been following me on the podcast, or some of you guys are following me on social, you'll know that I've been in a massive uprooting of change. And it's been, oh my gosh, a fucking journey, to say the least, as to what's been happening. And I realized yesterday that me and Lily, my dog, have moved 9 times in the last 2.5 months. If you can fucking let that land. And, I remember making this vow back in the day that I would never move again. Oh, man. And then I moved to Costa Rica. And then it's been all of a different strategy, let's call it, in the landscape of everything. And so the journey's been really interesting. And I want to really kind of dive into some of the spaces of this awareness and where we're at, like literally in the collective energy, and how, let me just shift that there, how we get to experience life and how we get to decide how we're leading this landscape. And a lot of us are in a massive transformational space right now. We are maneuvering through layers, we're maneuvering through life, like we're shedding, we're birthing, we're creating, we're up against our shit. Like stuff is happening everywhere for us in the landscape of this evolution. And we as humans get to dictate how this is showing up in our world. And although sometimes we don't realize that we're in charge and realize that we're the culprit, that we're the identity, that we're the ones making the shift. And the more we actually dive into this landscape and start to allow ourselves to be seen here, to be heard here, to be maneuvered here, the easier life gets. It doesn't mean that we don't come up against our shit, okay? Like, let's just be fucking real about this whole entire landscape, is that we are in a massive, massive unlayering process right now, collectively. And as the collective energy moves through this, we are being asked and called up into this landscape as the human to do our inner work. And the more we actually step up behind this work, and the more we're in alignment here, and the more juicy this plays out, and the more we actually lead, the more that energy gets magnetized in the energetic field, the more we can actually shift into alignment, into prosperity, into wealth, the more connected we get to the work and the impact and the frequency of how we're moving through this. And it's a powerful, powerful place to be. And I just desire you to land here for a moment to consider this in your world. I was chatting with a mentor yesterday about shadow work and about how it's a caveat in the work that I do. Because unless we actually do the actual embodiment work to move this shadow energy through, we will never be able to hold true wealth, true connection, through depth, true impact in the world. And we don't realize this as humans, that this is such a pertinent and pivotal landscape for us to play within, because we've been playing in our own mediocrity. We've been playing in our own landscapes. We've been playing in our own energetic field as we've been maneuvering forward, not realizing that the more depthful we get into us, the more we go deeper into us, into the spaces of our evolution, into the spaces of where we're not feeling worthy, into the spaces of our own self-sabotage and self-loathing energy, the more we highlight where the work needs to be. So I just recently moved to this new place. We've been here a week now. It's a beautiful landscape. I've got this like little nook where I'm actually recording the podcast now, but where I'm doing calls. And the nook has corner windows here facing like a banana orchard and all trees. And these trees have birds that come in all the time. And I just get to like witness, and I think it's a mango tree. Yeah, pretty sure it is. I just get to witness this beautiful landscape of energy. And I open up a window that's straight ahead. This place doesn't have air conditioning, so that's a whole other feat. But over here is the mountain landscape. So both the bedrooms are up here. They face the mountains. It's like we're up kind of up above the valley. And I could turn my head like I'm doing now in the video and look outside to see this beautiful view. We're on the second floor. Downstairs, obviously, living room and kitchen and dining room and stuff. And this whole energy has shifted for me. But one of the things I want to tell you about when it comes to shadow work today and this messaging that's coming through is that in the bathroom where the shower is situated, it's like massive and it's big and it's actually beautiful and the water pressure is great. It's like been the best shower in the last 2 months that I've had. And it's really fun, the things that you don't actually consider to be something that you desire. And I'm headed to a girlfriend's place this weekend just for one night, and they have the best shower in their casitas. It is going to be the fucking bomb. I'm going to be like in a massage in their shower. But the water pressure isn't that strong here. But this shower works. It doesn't spray me in the face like the other places do because it needs to be cleaned and all the things in connection with that. But why I tell you guys this is if I was facing in the shower, like, face to the faucet, and when you turn around, especially as a woman, to wash your hair, in front of you is a mirror, and it's where the sink is and the vanity. And it's really interesting to witness what comes up in your field when you're looking at yourself naked in the mirror, and you can't avoid it. Sure, I can close my eyes and just pretend like it's not happening, or I can actually step up into this landscape and start to deal with my shit. And so it's been a really interesting journey to witness how I'm showing up in the shower and what this actually means for me in my evolution as this human on this earth plane. Because I've got parts and pieces of my body that I've been neglecting, let's just say, over the last while. And some of you have heard me say this in this podcast that I'm back in alignment that way. Like Lily and I are taking like mountain hikes every day. I was at the gym yesterday. I'm going to the gym today. Like, I feel like I'm back in flow. My eating habits have re-centered back in to the space of what I desire. And I'm eating to suit what my body needs as fuel, but also to what I desire to have in my infrastructure. And it's so interesting that I can't avoid the mirror. I can't avoid the mirror. And it's like literally blaringly looking at me right between the eyes and the face. And so instead of running from this situation, I stepped up into the mirror. Over the last couple of days, I'm like, this is where you are. This is where you are. And by the way, I also cut my hair off. That was this weekend that happened. And I'm just, this is just drying naturally on its own. I haven't done anything to it yet this morning, but I'm going to be wearing it just fucking crazy. Like I'm just gonna like have it all messy and just own the space of this and just be in this energy and just be like, here we are, completely in authenticity, completely in this landscape of this evolution. But it's like if we take the moments instead of running away from the things that are happening or avoiding the things that are happening, and we look at between the eyes, we then get to decide and shift how we want to show up in the world. And if you let this kind of land in your energy to be like, where the fuck am I avoiding? Like I could pretend and be in an illusion that my body's in a certain way. And every time I put on clothes, I notice, right? I've picked up a couple of new articles of clothing recently, and I think I'm in a certain size, and then I put it on as either too small or too big. And then I look frumpy or it looks too tight. And I'm really wavering in the energetic field in between these sizes of like, well, where do I truly desire to be? And do I wait to buy clothes until I get to that space? Or do I just trust in the landscape of what's happening now and own exactly where I am now, which is what I'm doing? And instead of judging myself and shaming myself, I keep taking the necessary actions that I need in order to move forward. Like even right now, I'm already judging myself. I'm like looking at my cheeks going, wow, your face looks so round. And because my hair is now shorter, it emphasizes my roundness. I've always had a round face. And now I'm like, oh, it's time to get my gua sha out and to start to really move some of this energy out of my face. And it's like that's the human in us, but I am not avoiding the work. And I want you to really feel this in your field. It's like, where are you avoiding the work? And where are you pretending like something's already happening in this landscape and it's not? Where are you like just being on your high horse and avoiding the actual deep-rooted work? So I follow quite a few people on Threads, and we're in this conversation talking about shadow work. And you're going to start to see a lot more of my content coming out on Threads, especially in connection with this, because it's one of the multifaceted assets I hold. Right. So, like, I'm not just an energy worker. I'm not just a business strategist. I'm not just a psychic. Like, I'm not just an Akashic Records reader. I have all of these assets. I'm a shadow worker. I'm an alchemist. I'm a maneuver of energies. I can transmute shit in real time. I'm a catalyst. Like, I am fucking all of it. And most people have no idea that I can do all of this. And that's why it's so different, because of the fact that I don't show people. Because somewhere along the journey, maybe I felt like it wasn't important, or I didn't know how to verbalize it, or I was shying away from it, or whatever. And if you just let that land in your energetic field for right now, it's like we are avoiding so many things as humans. We're avoiding real talk. We're avoiding responsibility. We're avoiding our authenticity. We're avoiding, our true belief systems. We're avoiding a whole bunch of shit. And if you just really feel into this today, and this will be a really short kind of burst podcast in your field, if you really feel this today, be like, fuck, she's right. Where am I avoiding? You're going to know. You're going to know. It's like, and this house has been put into my energetic field for multiple reasons. And I see them. Okay. I see the dimension of it. I see why I'm here. I get the coding of what I'm channeling through. I understand. But it's also bringing in this mirror, showing me where in my life have I been avoiding or not dealing with. I've closed some loops being in this place already. It's been amazing. And I'm closing more and more loops as I continue to ground into here. But it's like, okay. It's another layer, another depthful energy, another way of communicating, another way of showing up. It's another space. So if you let this land in your energy today to be like, what does this mean for me? What does it mean for you? And maybe there's something in the space of your awareness. I'm opening up the podcast for a few guests to come in sporadically. No systems, remember, no timelines, none of that bullshit, right? I can't hold it yet. Maybe somewhere down the laneway, I'll commit to you guys and being all in and every week and twice a week or something. But as of right now, we're still floating in this energy. But if you have someone that you would really love for me to interview or love for me to bring on, I would love to know. Or if you're listening to this and you're like, fuck, Colleen, we could riff off some shit about bullshit in the world, send me a message, because I'm open to this experience and exploration. I'm open to what this means for the availability and what this means for us maneuvering forward and what this means for humanity, like what it means for you guys as listeners to be here. What does this look like? How does this show up in the world? What does this mean? And so, like, I just feel called to like land that in the plane today for us. What are you avoiding? What does this mean for you? And I will see you guys in the next episode. Well, I hope you enjoyed that episode. And we just ask that if you feel called, share this out on social, send it to a friend, help us promote the podcast. The more hands this gets into, the more conversations we get to have in the truth. And for some of you that have been inquiring, Colleen Lindbergh is a soul mission activator, shadow alchemist, and she's also a really badass business alignment strategist. So if you desire that kind of stuff in your world and you're like, shit, I want to have a conversation with her, come find her on Instagram, send her a DM, send me a DM, actually. I don't know why I'm talking in the third person. And let's get her done, man. This is all about discovering the truth within ourselves and owning our power as we move through the world. So I look forward to hearing you, seeing you, feeling you, doing all the juicy shit in the next episode together. And we'll see you then.